So Project Gundam. Seems like it's going to be a little bit harder than I thought it would be at first. What is up, guys? Blade23445 here with an update video of Project Gundam. This is apparently going to be much harder than I thought it would be due to the fact that I have to go slight engineer on here. Apparently, so we have all the parts selected. We know what we're going to be using. One thing that we don't know, like the only thing we really don't know is one aspect, and that is how to get the motorized side panels. There's nothing about actually anyone creating a motorized side panel whatsoever. So I'm still trying to figure that out, which is why I said at the start of this video I have to tap into my engineer side of me. What I'm thinking of using for it is to use a actuator to be able to actually open up the side panels how I want it to. Issue with that is I'm not sure how any of this works generally. I'm gonna have to do some research, independent research on actually how to do it this way, so that way I can make it as viable as possible. I know I'm wanting to use an Arduino if possible, and there's a lot of things with this build I can't find anywhere. But there's also a lot of it that it's just a new concept. Especially with it being motorized. I searched on the internet for hours trying to figure out how to do this. But I think I finally figured out what I'm going to be using, like what type of products I'm going to be using, how I'm maybe going to be doing it. It just depends on how I'm actually going to succeed in doing that. But yeah, it's going to be very difficult to achieve normally. But even from the start, this is already an expensive project without the actuators, the Arduino, and stuff like that. Like, we are at currently, let me check. We are currently sitting at $3,207, way off from the $2,100 I thought it would take. And so, having said that, yeah, this is a very expensive project. This is the hardest project I've ever worked on. But, yeah. I'm still learning the logistics of it. If you're wanting to know the parts, let me just, pull that up real quick. So, the parts that we decided to go with, I know some of this is very expensive and that we could have went a little bit cheaper on, but we went with, but I'm going with the AMD Ryzen 9 3950X 3.5 gigahertz 16-core processor, 16-core 32-thread processor. It is an amazing processor, and you can do a shit ton with it. Plus, I want as high-end as we can go without going Threadripper or XE. But this is as high-end as we can possibly get. That's still viable for pretty much anything you want to do. I need to change that because that is still there. But with the cooler, we're going with the Gigabyte Aorus Liquid Cooler 240. The reason why we went with this one is because the NZXT Kraken Z73 was out to, sadly, I was honestly a little bit sad about that. So that's what we went with. The reason why is because this one has an LCD screen that I can customize what is on there with, so basically just so that way we can, because I have a special idea with it, but that's what we're going to be doing with that. The motherboard I'm going with the Asus ROG Crosshair 8 ATX M4 AM4 motherboard. The reason why I'm going with this is because, one, it's compatible with this CPU, and two, not only will it fit the just base, it will fit the design aesthetics, but this entire panel is also an RGB motherboard. Plus, there are 8 USB slots for this thing. Actually, no. There's 10 USB ports with the BIOS flashback button, fiber optic, Type-C, 5 gig LAN, gigabit LAN. It's a really damn good motherboard. Like I said, as high end as we can get without going over budget. Threadripper obviously out of the question. For the RAM, we went with the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro 16 gig, 2x8 or 4x8, I should say. We're doing 32 gig at 3600 speeds. Yes, we could have went higher. We could have went 64, or we could have went a weird number like 48. But we didn't. I'm not doing that because, one, that sacrifices performance a little bit with gaming and stuff like that. And this is a gaming slash editing slash. It's basically an all-around workstation slash gaming rig. So that's why we went with that speed, and that size of memory. For the storage, we went with we're doing the Samsung 970 EVO Plus 500 gigabyte M.2 NVMe solid state drive. Reason why I went with that, it's a decent capacity. This is mainly going to be for Windows and some games that we get on, like if you need editing or something like that, we need them to boot up fast. This is what we're going to be putting them on. For the mass storage, I went with the Seagate Ironwolf Pro 6TB 3.5 7200 RPM internal hard drive, mechanical. Basically, so that way we have enough storage. This is more storage than I have. These are better parts than what I have in my current rig. And it's just a good hard drive all around. For the graphics card, we went the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 Super. It fits the theme of the build. Everything in here I picked out specifically not only for performance but for the theme. I would have went 2080, but as you can tell, this is already about $3,000 just on the PC alone. So that's why I went with the 2070 Super. I can overclock that, bring it up to a 2080 or however much it'll overclock to. The power supply, I'm not going to talk about case yet, but the power supply, I'm going with the Thermaltake ThruPower RGB, Grand RGB Platinum 1050 watt, 80 plus Platinum certified, fully modular power supply. This is a beast of a power supply. It's large enough for everything I'm going to be using it for. It's more than enough in most cases. People will say, oh no, you're using too high of a power supply for the wattage output you're going to be doing. They draw power. They don't. It's not like that. Doesn't just deliver that much power to all your components. Your components draws the amount of power it needs, and then you still have some left over. And that's why. Plus, it's RGB. It'll be better to fit the theme with. I will be taking that sticker off. That isn't. But it's still a really good power supply for what it is. The case. After a while of thinking about it, I decided to go the Thermaltake Level 20 GT-ATX Full Tower, which this is just a good case all around. It's large enough for what we'll need it for, and we will be able to, like, it's just a beautiful case. I'm gonna use the Arduino, the Arduino and the actuators to open these, and I'm gonna see what I can do for the front panel because I'm wanting to do something special like that. But I might have to buy 4 actuators and then a maybe more than 1 Arduino. I'm not sure yet. I'm still figuring out all of that. This is just an update video. But it's an absolutely beautiful case. Yes, it gives you 4 more USB ports. So altogether, this rig has 14 USB ports. Most of those being 3.0. This is so much power. And there's another USB-C. Oh man, so you get... No, you get 16 USB ports. I didn't count on the USB-C. You got your mesh for the rad and stuff like that. It's a beautiful system. It's lockable. Oh well, we're gonna keep that unlocked anyway, because it's gonna be motorized. But it's, yeah, this is designed for custom water loops. I'm not gonna use it for that. I'm gonna use everything in this build simply for just the build itself. It's gonna have, there's gonna be quite a bit going on with it, which is why I went with this in particular. And so yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. But if you're wondering what we're going with, we are going for the theme of the Gundam RX-0 Unicorn, which, yes, there is already a build out there for it, but this one is going to be a completely different take. It's going to be a completely new process. It's going to have a completely different design for it. I'm hopefully going to be able to do something like this. That's going to be a challenge. I still have yet to think of like how I'm going to design it completely with the aesthetics and all that. I was focused more on how am I going to get these to move and stuff like that. So a lot of this I'll just do myself. I'll build the exterior and things like that. So hopefully this will get done before, or hopefully we'll figure this out before everything else. Custom cables here. We're doing custom cable. This I just had out here because configurator. This, if you were on the stream, you will notice these here. This is the color schematic for what we are going to be using. 6-pin, 8-pin for the graphics card, 4-pin, 8-pin for the CPU, and of course the 24-pin that we have. I don't think we'll need any other things because silver, white, red, and black, those are very natural colors. Honestly, MSI would be pretty good for this, but we went with NVIDIA. NVIDIA and Asus. This is a bag of mixed marbles. The only two that correlate is thermal take. That's only for the case and the power supply. But yeah, other than that, it's this. It's also relatively expensive. So yeah, we do have that. We have this ready. I just haven't actually bought any of this yet because I don't know what XPress Skins has planned for us at all, in the slightest. So I'm just trying to figure out, because they said their budget was 4,000, which is why I'm kind of confused. But yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to why they said that. But my only guess is, I don't know if they're sponsoring this to get it built or not. I don't know. Express, if you're watching this, just I'm very confused. I don't know. I'm very confused. I want to make this happen though. This thing I do want to make happen. I'm not sure how long it will take. Like I said, this will probably be a few months in the making, but yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. We might go a custom GPU backplate. We haven't decided on that quite yet, but with the inexpensiveness of that was the wrong Google tab. With the inexpensiveness of these are what I have, but these are around, actually those aren't expensive, but these range anywhere from 20, like the good ones range anywhere from $20 to $30. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be using these or not. This is just an idea one of my friends had that works with electric components and stuff like that. So we might not end up using this, but we're possibly going to. I'm not entirely sure yet. But we're still figuring out. Arduino's website is down. But other than that, we have pretty much everything we're looking for PC-wise. We just need everything else to put together and figure out. So that is why I've been very adamant. Did they respond? No, that was a completely different thing. But yeah, this is what we have so far. This is just an update video. for you guys to let you know that we do have more things in the works. And so yeah, this is the most expensive project and the hardest project I've ever worked on. If you have any questions, please, or any ideas, would be lovely right now, especially for motorized side panels. Sorry for the camera shake. I don't have a very sturdy platform when it comes to that just yet, and I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things. So especially if you have any ideas for the motorized platforms that you could help with, please let me know down in the comments. That would be a very big help. Also, I know you guys are probably going to comment about the build and how it can be cheaper. This has happened several times. I've had several people do this, but this project so far has the eyes of not only XPress Skins, which I've been talking to them about this entire project since day one, but also Origin and a couple other areas. There's like, this has Origin's eyes on it. So I'm just hoping everything goes well. So yeah, hopefully we can get this done. It will take a little bit, but hopefully we can get everything situated. This is going to be the hardest build I have ever done. This is the hardest build I have ever done. And anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please list them down in the comments down below. And if you'd like to, I will post a link to this part list. I will also post a link to a few other things. I will post a link to XPress Skins and Origin, especially due to those two are really awesome people. They have amazing Origin has some amazing customizable builds that you can do. XPress Skins is just an amazing company in general. They've been with us since I've known them for a long time. It's been a while since I've officially met them, but anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Everything will be down linked below. This will be a shorter description than last time. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. This is Blade23445 here, and I am officially out of here. Later, guys.